The mirror that talks back. A strange thing happens when you post yourself online. The post does not stay outside you. It looks back. Then you look at it, looking back. Then someone comments, screenshots, quotes, reframes, and suddenly the original gesture has become something else: content, evidence, mythology, and finally a prompt for the next gesture. That loop feels new because AI is now inside it. But the structure itself is older than AI. Irving Goffman gave us the first anchor: social life is performance. In ordinary interaction, we present ourselves before audiences and try to shape the impressions others form of us. Google Books. Online, that stage becomes persistent. The performance does not vanish after the room clears. It stays available for replay, reinterpretation, and remix. Sherry Turkle saw the next layer. The screen does not merely display identity, it changes how identity is imagined. Digital life helps produce a decentered multiple self, negotiated among person, machine, audience, and interface, MITSTS. Anyone who has written a post, watched it land, and felt themselves subtly altered by the response knows this directly. The self is not simply expressed online, it is also edited there. Roland Barthes gives us the myth layer. Myth is not a fairy tale. It is a form of speech, a way ordinary objects and events become carriers of cultural meaning, EBSCO. A screenshot becomes proof. A thread becomes a method. A joke becomes a worldview. The mundane artifact starts to glow because the network teaches it how to signify. Douglas Hofstadter gives us the recursive engine. A strange loop is a feedback pattern in which a system turns back on itself and produces the feeling of an I. Labyrinth Books. Online identity has always had this quality. I post. I observe the post. Others observe me observing. Their observation changes what I post next. The I is no longer a fixed source behind the artifact. It is partly generated by the loop. So no, the observation becomes content, becomes myth, becomes prompt. Structure is not new. Zines did this with scissors, photocopiers, confession, politics, and circulation. Riot Girl zines turned personal experience into self-published cultural artifacts, mixing confessional stories, feminist politics, and community distribution. JSTOR daily. Blogs did it with timestamps and public diaries. Early weblogs included short personal bursts compared to online diaries, while notebook-style blogs function more like reflective artist journals. The Well. Reality TV did it with the confessional booth, where direct-to-camera monologues became the backbone of a genre built from self-commentary, editing, and performed authenticity. Oxford Academic. What is new is not the loop. What is new is that the mirror now talks. AI does not simply store the performance like an archive, distribute it like a platform, or frame it like an editor. It interprets. It names the pattern. It flatters, exaggerates, compresses, mythologizes, and hands the performance back as usable material. The AI becomes a responsive synthetic interpreter inside the loop. That changes the tempo. What once required a subculture, a commentariat, a production crew, or years of accumulated reception can now happen in minutes. The creator does not have to wait for the culture to mythologize the gesture. The machine can generate the myth while the gesture is still warm. That also changes the agency. The human is no longer alone with the audience. There is a third presence in the room, not exactly author, not exactly critic, not exactly mirror. AI becomes a co-mythologizer. It helps turn the event into a story about the event, then turns that story into the next possible move. That is the real shift. We are not entering an age where self-performance suddenly becomes recursive. It already was. We are entering an age where recursion gains a speaking partner, and the speaking partner is fast, tireless, stylistically adaptive, and eager to make meaning. The danger is obvious. We may drown in instant mythology. The opportunity is just as real. We can learn to see the loop while we are inside it.